Hey love, it's Magda K. Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything to help you create the most amazing and fulfilling intimate life. Today, I want to tell you about why I stopped drinking. I stopped 10 years ago, how I did it, and how I look at alcohol today. And it actually has a lot to do with our love life. So the first thing you need to know, in case you don't, is that I am Polish, and Poland, just like Russia, is known for a vodka consumption. So it's like we're proud of how much alcohol we can drink. And when I mean alcohol, I mean shots of vodka. So, in our country, maybe it's changed now, but when I was growing up, it was still a big thing. If someone offers you a shot of vodka, it's a sign that I respect you, I trust you, so you have to drink. Literally, when I was young, if I ever met someone who had never been drunk, you wouldn't trust them. So you have to understand I come from culture where drinking was more than normal. It was expected. It was considered the right thing to do. So down the line, you can predict that when I stopped, I got a lot of feedback from people that I was crazy and what I was doing. But let's get to the beginning of the whole story. So I used to drink a lot like any other person in Poland. I started drinking when I was in high school, which again was absolutely normal for Poland. In fact, in my high school, I was famous for throwing the best parties. Then I worked as a bartender, so then alcohol became my work. I needed to taste and understand alcohol. When I started working as a bartender, me and my dad, we kind of connected over a common interest of mixing things and cocktails. And in fact, my dad until today has a big bar in his house with all of the different bottles. And I used to help him collect those bottles because I was curious about that. And then one day I just stopped drinking. Everyone was shocked. Like imagine, not drinking in the Polish culture. So I got judgment. Like I was made fun of. People just didn't know what to do with me. So how come that I stopped drinking? Like what happened that coming from the culture, one day, just like that, I stopped drinking alcohol. So I have to take you back to my childhood. I come from a household where there was not a single example of a happy couple. So I grew up extremely cynical towards love. And I didn't want to have anything to do with that. Like what I witnessed as a child, like why would I want to get into the relationship? So I had my first relationship when I was 27. Until then, I was, always out, partying, drinking. I had a very active social life and I loved it. And then something happened. When I finally fell in love and I had my, true relationship, I just stopped. And it was never a decision. I never made a decision that I need to stop drinking because it's unhealthy or for any other reasons. I just stopped needing to drink. See, what happened in my case, as I understood it later, is that because I wasn't allowing myself love and true deep intimacy with a man or with another human being, for me, going out and my social life was how I was meeting my need for love and connection. So, I knew all the people, I knew the DJs, I knew the bartenders. So if I was out every weekend, of course, everyone recognized me. So there was this feeling of familiarity. We're like a tribe, we're a family. I would always get lots of hugs. So touch, we have the need to be touched. So I was getting all the hugs. I was getting all the compliments like, woo, Magda, you look so sexy. So it was feeding all of those needs for me. But then the moment I got into the relationship and I fell in love, I no longer had that need because those needs were met through the relationship. So the need disappeared and then my strategy for meeting the need disappeared too. So for me, stopping to drink was never a decision. It was never hard. I never had to force myself. Like there was never any element of willpower in the whole process. Now, we did break up, but I didn't go back to alcohol to meet those needs because I had just experienced something powerful. And that through human connections, I can feel so much better. Like anytime I felt the boost of self-esteem and some sort of a connection with people through partying, none of that came even close to the depth that I felt when I was in a relationship and in love. Because now I knew what the real thing was, and I didn't want anything that pretended to be that. And soon after, I actually got into Tantra and personal development. And when I did that, like again, this is another personal story that, some of you probably know if you've been on this channel for a while. I went into Tantra because I was inorgasmic and I knew I had to look into this. I was ready to face whatever trauma was in my body and actually be able to fully enjoy sexuality. So then I went through crazy healing experiences. Like I'm talking 4-hour-long tantric massages where I was screaming and crying and kicking. Like, guys, I was doing practices hours every day. I pushed myself through so much discomfort. It was not an easy process. I don't talk much about it, but like I've done things that I don't know if I would be able to do them again now. I don't think I wish them on anyone. Like it was a freaking difficult journey to get to where I am now. And a big part of that journey was to connect to my body, was to feel my body, feel my emotions. Because until then, all I had been doing was running away from the true sensations in my body. So having done so much freaking difficult work, the last thing I would want to do now is to drink, because alcohol takes you out of your body. Alcohol disconnects you from the present moment. It's the opposite of being present. It's the opposite of feeling your body and sensations and emotions that you have in you. So because my path has been so intense, and I haven't really spoken about this that much in detail, so I don't know, let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in my journey and the specific techniques that I have gone through, the things I've done to come to where I am today. If you guys are, I may do like a very personal video on that. But it cost me so much to get to the place where I am now. And I would have to be really stupid to give it all away for a drink. So that's why I never went back to drinking. But even the process of not drinking wasn't all that easy. Like it wasn't difficult for me not to have a drink. It was difficult for people to accept that I wasn't drinking. So I stopped drinking when I was 27. It was still the time, when people party. I don't know what age you guys are, but usually at 27, you still have a very active social life. So I remember I was living in Asia at that time, and I remember coming back to Poland to visit my family and friends, and my friends invited me for a New Year's Eve party in Poland. You can imagine tons and tons of vodka. And so everyone is giving me, a drink. Hey, have it. And then I'm just like, no, thanks, I don't drink. Oh my God, the looks that they were giving me. They're just like, it's like I spoke Chinese. And it's so, at least at that time, it was so abnormal in Poland for someone not to drink, especially so young. So I was getting interesting reactions. And I think, my challenge wasn't really not to have alcohol, zero problems with that. But I did feel a bit challenged here because, again, for those of you who have been here for a while, you guys know that I'm a recovering people pleaser. So when people feel so shocked and like upset and stop approving of me, I kid you not, stop approving of me because I don't drink anymore, that did create a bit of tension in me. So I was getting funny reactions. So first of all, my dad actually worried about me. So in his mind, because he doesn't really approve of my spiritual path, so he just feels like I got brainwashed. So we have this disagreement there. So he literally thought that I was like taken by some cult and I was brainwashed. And he was like, oh my God, now you'll be going to church every week and you've become so boring. And I'm like, Dad, I'm spiritual, that's a different path. And I'm still not boring just because I don't drink alcohol and I don't get drunk. But literally that was the reaction from my dad. And I live in Poland anytime, I am from Poland. Anytime I visit Poland, some of my family is Ukrainian. So again, drinking is a big part of it. And anytime we have a family gathering, I'm like the only one who doesn't drink. Now they're used to it and they don't push me. But trust me, at the beginning, there was a lot of resistance from my family to the fact that I decided to stop drinking. Then when it came to my friend, that was also interesting because many people were just like, oh, come on, have a drink. They're just like, oh, come on, loosen up. They would like, yeah, again, they would think like something is wrong with me, that I'm not up for fun. But then there was another reaction, and that really puzzled me, because a lot of people, anytime I said, no thanks, I don't drink, they would go, oh yeah, I'm also thinking of stopping to drink. And what I realized, that people assume that I was judging them because they drank, which I didn't. But it also showed me that actually a lot of people wish they didn't drink. They just didn't know how to stop, because mostly of the social pressure, which again, I really, really felt. So yeah, the whole process of stopping to drink wasn't the easiest because of, the community, mostly in Poland. Back in my tantric community in Asia, that was absolutely fine that I wasn't drinking. But yeah, back in Poland was like a massive, massive deal. And look, it's been 10 years now, and I think people like really got used to how I live my life and my values, and yeah, the fact that I don't drink. And by now I feel so confident in that decision. Like there's nothing you can say to make me feel that I'm lame or boring. Like just absolutely nothing. I feel so grounded and centered in the decision not to drink. Like I said, the reason why I don't drink now is because I source, my needs in a healthier way. So even now I'm single, but I know how to take care of my needs for touch and intimacy and deep connection. And I really take care of my relationships. So those needs are always met. I'm never starving, so I never have the need to go out and compensate. But secondly, honestly, like I love the relationship I have with my body. That relationship has given me, some of the most incredible experiences. I've had Kundalini awakening, like I had Kundalini shoot up my spine. I've had, moments of enlightenment in meditations and during tantric lovemaking. So I've experienced some really incredible, juicy things. And if I wanted to drink now, like I would disconnect myself from that sensation, like from that feeling of oneness with the whole universe, with nature, which I have, and I'm so deeply grateful for. So I would never trade that. But there's of course all of the other benefits of non-drinking alcohol, and there are way more people online who are more equipped to tell you about this. But for me, the most important thing that remains is that alcohol disconnects you from you. And all my work is about is helping you connect to yourself. So right now I don't drink. I think in the last couple of years, maybe I've had like 5 drinks per year, something like that. And was some very unique situation. I think when I mostly was like in the CrossFit community, because those guys party a lot. So I think I had like a drink or 2. But honestly, like my head is so weak when I drink now. So it takes like just a few sips of wine and I already feel that. So it's just absolutely not enjoyable. And honestly, if I think of any possible benefits of drinking alcohol, I don't experience any of that. So we call it liquid courage for a reason. But I used to be extremely shy, especially around men. And I've done so much work to feel more confident, to be open, flirty. I don't need alcohol to be confident. I source it from within. A lot of people feel like they need alcohol to loosen up. I don't need it. I know perfectly how to relax my body and loosen up without anything else. Again, my tantric practices have really gotten me into this place where it's just my natural state. Also, some people feel like they need alcohol to, have more fun and joke more. I'm like, trust me, I can do this without alcohol. So I seriously, at the moment, don't see a single reason, a single benefit of drinking alcohol. Now, I will also be honest with you guys. There was a time when I was living in those conscious communities that those communities are beautiful, but Jesus, they're judgmental. And so I did kind of fall into this pattern of judging people who were drinking, judging it as not conscious. And then I realized, everyone gets to live their life the way they want to. So if you drink, I totally don't judge it. In fact, if I see someone who drinks, like, please just own it. Like, if you enjoy it, just freaking allow yourself to enjoy it. Because, I think that's what life is about. What I personally don't like is if we engage in a behavior and then find all of the excuses. Like, if you want to do it, just do it and own it and enjoy it, because that's why you're doing it. So honestly, like I don't judge people for doing that. The only thing is, as my principles or values in life, is that I really strongly believe that the answer to so many of our problems lies in connecting to myself. You know, just as much as I go outwards, I speak to other people and I focus on external projects, if I spend some of that energy connecting inwards, going within, speaking to myself, listening to myself, co-creating with myself, that is the most important thing we can do to really improve the quality of our intimate life, to better our relationships, to balance our emotional ups and downs, to feel less lonely and more connected. So when I work with people, this is what we focus on. I help them connect to their body. So anything that takes you out of your body will be creating pain in your life. Because, you know, you've probably heard these sayings that we have this pain of separation, and all of the religion and spirituality talks about is the joy of oneness, of union. That's what intimate relationships are. We want to unite into one. That's what sex is about. It's desire to unite into oneness. And we have to cultivate that oneness with ourselves. So you have to come back to yourself and be able to really link and merge closely with yourself. So anything that takes you out of your body literally creates the wound of separateness. So if you feel like you're alone, if you feel rejected, if you feel that you're missing connections with people, then it means you're disconnected from yourself. And if you're someone who drinks, honestly, give it a try. Stop drinking for a few months and see how your relationship to yourself changes, and through that, how your outlook on life and relationships with other people get better as well. I hope you guys found this video interesting and of value. If you did, please give this video a like, and I would love to hear from you. Do you drink? Did you stop drinking? How do you feel when you drink and when you don't drink? And have you observed impact of drinking on the quality of your intimate life? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out when the next video comes out. I would love to see you again, and I would also love to connect on Instagram, where I share every day more tips and also some insights into my personal life that you're only gonna get over at my profile on Instagram. My love, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you soon. Bye!